As Bitcoin has continued to ride this structure support on the broadening wedge pattern, things just begin to feel a little bit more bearish. In this video, I'm going to be going pretty in-depth discussing multiple time frames here and everything you need to know about Bitcoin going into this week. How's it going, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me in today's analysis. Today, as I said, I'm going to be talking to you about Bitcoin, and with that, let's get started. First up here is the emotional index, and we can see that we have actually pushed into neutral territory as the price has very slightly moved up. We had been previously sitting in anxious, which traditionally is actually pretty bullish. It looks like we're getting a small move up, and the metric sees that as enough to push into neutral. On the Bitcoin whale smart money chart here, we're seeing that long trade sentiment is diminishing amongst whale traders. We got a pretty big spike back here within the range of 800 to 1,000, which is typically where we're looking for long trades to begin entering the market, and we saw a very slight move up, but not really anything worth noting. As these orange bars get smaller and smaller, we get closer and closer to short trade sentiment. And as soon as we see that, I wouldn't be shocked to see bigger moves down in the market too. Next up is the Bitcoin volatility breakout detector. And due to the sideways movement, almost quite literally sideways, we've dropped back down into fully low volatility. However, it's fairly rare that we stay in low volatility for long. As you can see here, as we got low volatility, we got a sharp drop down and then a sharp drop back up, pushing us straight back into high volatility. So at this point, I wouldn't be shocked to see something similar. Next up is the Bitcoin major support and resistance levels. At this point, I want everyone to be watching the $21,366 structure support and the $24,262 structure resistance. If we do end up breaking this $21,366 structure support, then we're going to very likely crash down quickly. Last but not least is the Bitcoin daily trade scanner. Now, we're not seeing any buy signals yet. However, if we do see this drop, I wouldn't be shocked to see a buy signal pop, because at that point we would be expecting the next move up in crypto. And if we do see that, we'll let you know immediately. Now with that, if you want to get access to all of these metrics to trade for yourself, if you want to get access to brand new trade setups, now there hasn't been any new trade setups posted today, but we do have 4 trades actively pending for our members with 3 wins and 0 losses. Now, we also offer members-only content in future forecast videos and Wisdom Wednesday episodes. If you want to get access to all this and more, be sure to click the membership link in the description below. Just head to Show More. It's going to be the first link right here. Go ahead and click that. It'll bring you to our membership page where you can grab the full access membership for $59 a month. Now, again, this will give you access to all 20 coins worth of metrics and many more benefits here. If you want to grab access, just scroll down, click this subscribe now button, and follow the prompts. With that, we really hope to trade with you soon, and let's get on to the live charts. Here we are looking at Bitcoin USD on the 1-day time frame, and as I said, we are currently actively riding this structure support on the broadening wedge pattern. Now, we saw this happen back here, and it did actually result in moves up, but at that point, we actually had very different readings from our indicators. As of right now, the price versus while money flow is low on its chart, which is a bullish sign. However, the trend exhaustion has risen much, much higher on its chart, and those that have been with us for a while know that the higher the trend exhaustion is on its chart, the more likely it is to see a drop in the market. On top of this, we have divergence from the price versus while money flow too. While money has been slowly trickling out of the market here. It's been slowly bleeding, but at the same time, the price has actually been rising overall. If the trend exhaustion continues higher, especially if it gets into these top red sections, I would be worried personally about a big move down coming soon, especially because there's very little whale money in the market right now, especially because a ton of money has flowed out of the market from whales. So the 1-day time frame at this point, after deeper analysis, does actually feel bearish. Let's head over to the 4-hour time frame, and after this, we'll take a look at the weekly. Something really interesting here, that over this weekend, Bitcoin barely moved. Like, it's kind of crazy to watch. It's quite literally sideways movement here. It's like a crab market instead of a bear bull market. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, this is not quite divergence. We can see that the price versus while money flow has slowly trickled out, and we've seen that on this downtrend as well. So because the price and the price versus while money flow are not diverged, a higher reading on the price versus while money flow here, along with a move up in the market right here, does actually indicate more bearish sentiment, and the trend exhaustion being high on its chart still communicates bearish as well. Now, one last thing before we switch to the weekly time frame, we can actually create a bear flag as well. Once you spread the chart out like this, you can take multiple lines, make a flag pattern here, boom, and I mean, it's pretty much already done here, but boom, we have our flagpole. we have our right here, the actual flag, and most often this will break to the downside. So 4-hour time frame is bearish. Taking a look at the 1 week time frame, we've actually had a lot of comments asking me about this, so I do appreciate your guys' request. If you ever want me to cover something, please just let me know down in the comments below. Here on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, price versus well money flow is still very high on its chart. Trend exhaustion has maintained its spot in the top area of its chart, both of which communicate very bearish. Because both of these are communicating bearish while we are at structure support here, that indicates strong possibilities of a breakdown in the market. I'll admit, I've been honestly fairly uncertain about this market. It is really difficult to tell because we saw a massive price jump up, and that's typically a possibility of a bull market. However, global economics are not doing all that great. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen this chart, but as of right now, the price has dropped like crazy. We saw a move up, we saw a crash back down, and what we could honestly be seeing just now is this right here. A big move up followed by a drop down to see the actual bottom of the market. Now, I can't confirm this for sure, but this is a pretty typical market cycle. The psychology of a market cycle right here is super easy to use. So the 1 week is bearish. Heading over here to the 1 day, the 1 day is bearish. And last but not least, the 4-hour here, boom, bearish. So with all of this in mind, I think it's time to take a look at the price predictions for this pattern. But before I do, I have to let you know you can get access to all of these amazing indicators for up to $400 off right now. And the way you can do that is, again, follow the links in the description. Scroll down here. It'll be the second link right here. Go ahead and click that. It'll bring you to our indicator page. And the best deal possible is to grab the bundle pack first. In this pack, you'll get the trend exhaustion and price versus well money flow indicators, along with 7 other indicators for you to use. On top of this, you'll get a $400 off coupon for the TC top and bottom finder. This means purchasing all 11 of Trade Confidence indicators using that $400 off coupon is actually cheaper than buying just the TC top and bottom finder alone. So if you want to get access to all of our amazing indicators, again, links are in the description. You'll get lifetime access for a one-time payment with full dedicated email support. With that, let's get into price predictions. All right, getting on into price predictions, and I know I've switched from bullish to bearish and bearish to bullish kind of a lot recently, but I'll be honest, this is a really difficult market to predict. It isn't very clear cut. We aren't sure what's quite going on yet, and we're doing our best here. But I'm going to provide you with the data I see as I see it. And right now, things are actually feeling pretty bearish. So in that regard, the first structure support we need to break is this ascending structure support on the broadening wedge pattern. The price is currently at $22,500-ish. And if we break down from here, the first structure support I'm looking at is right here, a local bottom at $21,382. If we drop further, this would be really unfortunate, but if we drop further, the next local bottom right there at $20,340 will be our next structure support. And if we break that, not to scare anyone here, but if we break down from there, the next structure support is like clear down, all the way down at $18,384. And this would not be great for the crypto market. Now, if we do end up breaking up from this pattern, the first structure resistance we're looking at is at $23,000, followed by $24,000 right here. But again, I think a breakdown out of this pattern, at this point at least, is more likely. So for now, I want everyone taking a look mainly at these two structure supports, 21,382 and 20,340 for our moves. And from the current price, that is almost, it's a 9.90, but I'm going to call that an even negative 10% move down in the market if we end up breaking down from this structure support. With that, thanks so much for watching. Remember, trade safe, trade confident, and I'll see you in the next video.